2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to an early edition of Teaching Crypto. This is AZcrypto and MrFOMO. Do us a gigantic favor. Hit that like button, hit that bell notification, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. And super chats are available as always. MrFOMO, the Voyager judge, was furious just a couple days ago because it came to their attention that, and we still don't know the exact cause, but customer information was stolen. And it's now coming to light that the app itself, when they reopened, was hacked. And so there's a lot of theories as to how this happened. But again, just another unforgivable mistake. At least people did get their, 35 to 36%. But unfortunately, some people have been getting inundated with calls and emails, including their relatives. Not only that, I've been made aware that some people have had their, had their passwords that they used for Voyager stolen and used for other things. So just some horrible things going on.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's not surprising at this point that the Voyager team has failed us again. And it makes you wonder, what are we paying some of these people for? They were essential members of the team that had to stay on. And we paid them through this process, and they let us down another time. This is time and time again, they've let us down. So, I mean, really, the judge can be as furious as he wants. How does this benefit anybody?
That's a great point.
Put somebody in jail, find somebody, make somebody hurt someone in a way that matters. I'm tired of these slaps on the wrist for these people who are hurting massive amounts of customers, and they're seemingly getting away with it. I mean, Steve still hasn't resigned, still is spending his cash freely. He's the money he paid in, I'm pretty sure, was D&O insurance, and I don't think he even had to come out of pocket for that 1.9 million. I think
I think that is what the app closing down will mean, is those employees will no longer be paid.
Well, I mean, but between then and now, they were paid to keep
of course
running, and they kept it running well enough to be hacked, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, they did lose some employees during the process, and who knows who is responsible. We still don't have a true indication, but yes, the judge should order more money back to the employee, to the customers. Forget about the employees.
You have to hit these people where it matters, and right now it looks like it matters in the wallet, but they've got massive amounts of money, so it's going to take a massive fine for Stephen Ehrlich to set an example in the crypto industry, or for SBF, or for Alex Mashinsky. One of them, or all three of them should get massive fines, jail time, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. They all need to be held accountable.
And we talk about these people continuing to show up in crypto. Well, until they're held accountable, crypto is the Wild West, and they're going to continue to show up. And so the judge being furious is great. Now act on that fury. Right.
Yeah. Now, I want to remind people that if they need to either change an address or just take snapshots of your account. Now, the other thing that's really angering me is the legal team that are doing the wind down have not contacted me back. I'll try again later today. We're both busy today, but now not only are they not taking accountability for everything that's happening, they're no longer communicating. There was that letter. But again, we need clarity on the tax situation. There's got to be some documentation given. You can't take away all the transaction history and say there's going to be no tax forms. I don't. And so that was not challenged, as far as I know, in court. And I think in the next court date, there needs to be a creditor voice saying, hey, wait a minute, you better provide everybody with their transaction history so they can at least have some type of attempt at having accurate tax records, because a lot of people took significant losses Remember, there is no crypto left. I think we need to make that clear, because some people are under the assumption that Voyager is holding on crypto. The only crypto left are the ones they're liquidating now that they're sending checks to this month and next month to finish up the process. You will not be getting any crypto back. What happened last month was a one-timer where you got in and you withdrew. Moving forward, they're just going to be checks. So the crypto is gone. It's over. Everything's been liquidated. So if they really wanted to, right now, they could give you a full picture of how much you put into the platform and how much you lost within this specific tax year. They could produce that document. Why they're not doing it, it's either cost or laziness, or they're afraid that they're going to mess up and get in trouble. I don't know the reason for it, but it's unexcusable as well. It's ridiculous.
It needs to happen. There should be some criminality attached to this, because this is the way that people are going to recover, right? Through your taxes is the way that people are going to start to get some of that money back. And so Voyager not providing those tax documents is just another punch in the stomach to the customers who believed in this platform. You know, that has got to be the worst kind of thing, that, you know, hey, we've paid you, now the customer service and our obligation to you have ended. Actually, it hasn't. You need to give us those tax documents. You need to give us the transaction history. I shouldn't have to go on there and take a snapshot of it and produce that as a legal document for my tax guy. That should be something that I get from the company. You know,
Yeah.
if this is, you know, them trying to allow me to file an abandonment clause, then great. But they need to provide those instructions as well. But, you know, yeah, honestly, this feels like they've wrapped up their obligations as far as the court is concerned, and they're
Well, this is where the judge needed to show leadership and say, wait a minute, no, you're going to provide all the transaction history, and it's going to specifically show when you liquidated these assets, how much these customers lost. Because you know that at that point, people are going to have significant losses that they could write off for several years, which would really help. It's not going to bring everything back, but it's going to help dramatically, especially if you are invested in the stock market or crypto and you make gains. Then those gains do not count. Not a tax professional, but you get what I'm trying to say here. And so we want to remind people that next month is going to be, it seems like a long ways away now that I talk about it. Next month is going to be mediation. About 5 weeks from now, we'll see what comes of it. I'm not overly optimistic. Mediation could last 30 days. Hopefully we know if it's going to work or not. And then after that, you're looking for a trial. And I hate to say it, but they probably won't schedule that trial till sometime 2024, right? Early first semester.
Yeah. And I mean, really, realistically, you're looking at mediation and that wrapping up probably in November or December. I doubt
that mediation has to end in 30 days. They only have 30 days.
So they've got 30 days, and then I don't expect that trial date to come anytime this year. It will probably be early to mid next year. I just don't have any faith that the justice system is going to jump on this for us. They're not. They haven't done anything for us in the way of customers. And
what you're saying basically is these tax documents are even more important than ever, because they're going to show when you got your 35, you weren't really getting 35% back. Unless you had pure USDC, you were getting 35% of something much larger. And so those documents become significantly important then for the customers, even more important than they produce them. Yeah.
I mean, it almost seems like Voyager is saying that whatever's there in the snapshot is what you had, right? They're going to sneak away without telling, you know. I think most people probably got, you know, some fraction of 35% as far as what their total portfolio was before all of this went down. And so, you know, like you said, those tax documents are going to go a long way to
and so the app, there's a decent chance the app does close. They didn't give us a date, but they mentioned some dates about April 12th, and there's a decent August 12th. I would go in and take some snapshots, and if you have not changed your address, do so quickly, because that takes a few days, because you have to contact the support team. and they contact you back with showing them ID and some type of bill. So get on that. Don't wait. Okay. How much do we get back if all goes okay? Well, in a utopian world where FTX Alameda uses the 440 million, and
22%.
these guys also actually do a real, like, actually close this down and don't use up all the extra 120 million. You're looking at another north of another 30 to 35% payment, but that would be like if everything went well. So realistically,
that is smoking all the hopium.
I don't anticipate it, but technically, yes, 70% is still on the table, possibly, but I would not count on it.
You're going to lose some of that money from FTX Alameda.
And lawyer fees too. They said they're going to take out tax fees.
And so the most, I guess the most hopeful estimate 50, that I've heard is about 55. Well, I've heard about 90% of that Alameda money, because they really have no claim to it. What they get.
Well, I don't think we should tell our viewers yet, because that's yet to be proven by a mediator and a judge.
Right. Well, just from what I've heard, the most hopeful version is that we get somewhere around 400 million back from Alameda and FTX, which would translate into about 20% for customers.
And then you have over the 120, actually more than 120 million now in wind down. And then 3AC said today they don't think they need to answer to the bankruptcy judge. So not today, so earlier this week. So that tells you with the 3AC thing. I mean, our kids might be graduating college before that thing. I'm not trying to be overly hyperbolic, but these guys think they're above. These guys think they're above the law.
They're running.
Here Voyager is here. The wind down is bragging about being on the on the creditor committee, when that thing's a snail. It's been going on for over a year. They've collected $2 million on NFTs, guys. It's just, early bird special. That's right. We're back to work here. Back to the grind. So again, get in the app, get your transactions, and maybe not advice, but talk to whoever did your taxes last year. Have a conversation with them. Hopefully they're not charging you with this. Say, here's my situation. I've lost this amount of money. I'm not sure I'm getting any of it back, and probably not this year. And I'm not getting tax forms. What are there's no crypto. Crypto's over. Checks from now on. If you get a cent back, it'll be in
as far as we know, they've liquidated everything and everything.
Well, they're liquidating the people that left their crypto in on round one that still need to be liquidated. That's being done right now.
But that's even that is being sent in checks in USD.
No one's getting any crypto. Crypto's gone.
Yeah.
The 440 million to Alameda FTX is going to be a cash settlement. Everything's gone. So forget about crypto. So if you're expecting Bitcoin or ETH or any altcoin back, that's gone. That's gone. Everything now in the estate is going to be cash moving forward. And that's why the address is so important to be correct. Because if it's not, that's going to be a nightmare for you. So again, all our viewers, please go in and double check your address, and also take some snapshots, because they claim that they're going to find a way to make these transaction histories available somewhere else, but I don't trust them, and neither should you. We've learned our lesson.
Absolutely.
So take those snapshots, create a PDF, and have a conversation with your tax professional and see, because bankruptcy is different. There's supposed to be a form for bankruptcy that's supposed to be providing. Now, is the judge going to be changing all of this? We'll see. But cash is fine if we ever get it. That's right. If the nice thing about checks now is you can take your phone and you can directly deposit into your bank from your house. All right. Let's try to do something positive, because it's a Friday. Okay. So MrFOMO, we've talked about mass adoption and whether or not we'll ever see it in crypto in our lifetimes, because people been saying it's coming for a long time. Well, Google Cloud is running a validator on Celo Network. Now, some of you are like, Celo Network? Well, if you were with Voyager, actually, believe it or not, Celo was available way back in the day. And it's an altcoin. that has just like a lot of them that were hit hard during the bear market. Now, this one, Mr. FOMO, is all the way down to 248 million in terms of
market cap.
in terms of market cap. Circulating supply right now, the current circulating supply is 508 million, a little above 51% of where it is. It's not something that I'm super excited about, but the all-time high was $11 and you're at 49 cents. And this is a real project. This does have real people on it. They claim to do a lot of things that some of the other chains do. So I'm not going to blow smoke with everyone and saying, go buy Celo Network. But interesting story nonetheless. Why don't you tell our viewers why this could be significant down the road?
Well, Google, I think, is kind of hedging all over the place, right? The Google is running validators, as far as I know, on several different networks. I think they're part of Hedera. I think I've heard their name mentioned with several other projects. So it seems like they're kind of putting irons in a bunch of different fires to see what's the best, or maybe dig in and see what works the best and come back and build their own thing. But it seems a lot like they've got their fingers in blockchain all over the place. Now, do I think this means a whole heck of a lot for Celo? I'm sorry to throw a wet blanket on it, but I'm not crazy about the idea. Like I said, there's a lot of Google validators out there. There's a lot of crypto companies that claim partnerships with Google. So, I would have to see a little bit more action out of this partnership. I'd have to see that they're, actually working together to develop something. Running a validator to me doesn't spell like doesn't spell a huge uptick for Celo.
And
I may be wrong though.
Art, thank you. I'd have to look and see what Tom Sizemore looks like, but I'll take it.
He's right.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. Hey, the markets right now are not doing great. Bitcoin is struggling. I still think we're going to turn it around. And right now, I definitely have egg on my face. So that's appropriate.
We're still turning around from, or we're still recovering from the credit downgrade.
Well, I'm sticking with my prediction that we're going to see a big green candle for Bitcoin this month. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm proven an idiot at the end of the month, which could happen.
I think we're going to chop a little bit more until October.
We'll see. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. You guys have a wonderful weekend. More content coming to you. We'll see you later. Hit that subscribe button.
See you.